All right, let's call this community service committee meeting to order. I want to ask Josh Sims if he will give the invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for bringing each and every one here today, Lord. We ask that you guide and direct our conversations today, Lord, and ask that you make each and every decision and comment made today, Lord, pleasing in your eyes, Lord, and for the betterment of our nation, Lord. We thank you for this day, and please protect each and every one as they go about their way this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Josh. Shelley, can you give a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Darrell Legg,
Here.
Melvina Shot Pouch, Keith Austin, Danny Callison, Julia Coates,
Here.
Sean Crittenden, Joe Deere, Mike Dobbins, Rex Jordan, Johnny Kidwell, Wes Snowfire, Dora Petzkowski, Joshua Sam, Mike Shambaugh, E.O. Smith, Kendessa Teehee, Victoria Vasquez. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Shelley. Can I get approval of minutes? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, moving on to reports. We have Human Services, Jennifer Kirby.
Good afternoon, council. You have my report. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions for Jennifer? Jennifer, how are we coming along with our clothing vouchers for duplicate? Is that still our biggest?
Right,
Hold up.
yes, we are working on those currently. And what we have to do there is review the documentation that's been provided on duplicate applications. Sometimes it's one family and they may be entered it on different places. So those are pretty easy to wade through, but those that were entered by two different individuals, and if there's not documentation, then we have to reach out and try to acquire that. And so anytime we do that, we reach out and ask for more things, then there's time to get that stuff back, and then that just delays a little bit longer. But
Thank you so much.
But that's what we're working on now.
Okay. Any questions for Jennifer? Dora?
Hey, Jennifer, do you know if all of the utility payments are done? Have they all gone out yet, or?
They have not all gone out. The majority of the ones that we have now are ones that are pending documentation. So we reached out with an email, because that's the easiest for them to get to rather quickly, and then upload documents back to their application that we're missing that's secure. And so if someone hasn't heard and you have a name, you want to send it to me, that's fine. We can reach out. But no, we're still processing diligently on that. And we're doing that in the evening too. We have probably 30 to 40 additional staff that are working on those from other human services departments. So it's not just family assistance that's doing that.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Chair.
Eel?
I just got a little thing. Every month on this Indian Child Welfare thing, I read that and it just blows my mind. You got 1,500 kids, they're assigned to, and that's got to be one of the hardest jobs emotionally around. So this observation, I just want to say, all the council really support y'all, but I know it's a hard job, but that gets me every month.
Yeah, it's definitely, all of our staff are dedicated, but child welfare, yes, they see a lot more and deal with a lot more than any other department, and we definitely appreciate the staff that take on that calling to work in child welfare. So
And I appreciate it. Every time I call up, they always try to give me a good answer, so.
good.
But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jennifer? Seeing none. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tell everybody we appreciate them.
Thank you.
Up next, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, Michael Lynn.
Good afternoon, Council.
How you doing, Michael?
I think you have a copy of our report, but I do want to touch on just a couple of projects. One project that I've mentioned in here before is the Bald Hill Road project. It's just kind of on the east side of the complex, leads down to our Job Corps, the Marshall Shooting Range, as well as the backside of the golf course, and the powwow grounds. And that bridge was washed out. There was a series of 4 8-foot pipes. They were washed out in May. We worked and put together a plan to put in something called a fast cast bridge. It's essentially what it is. You drop it in place, you fill it full of concrete, and you backfill it. That contractor started on that job on August 1st. We did have a substantial rain event on August 9th that set him back about a week and a half. They did set the bridge in place on August 19th. They pumped it full of concrete. That was on a Friday. They pumped it full of concrete on Monday, the 22nd. And we did have it open to traffic on August 31st, just in time for the holiday.
Good job.
We did have to kind of hit pause on it because of the holiday, but also because we're working through an issue with the design. The contractor is working on that right now, and we should have a fix in place for that and be able to finish it up probably in the next, hopefully 2 to 3 weeks. So county will come in after we're finished and overlay the entire road. It looked like a brand new road with a brand new bridge under it. So we're excited about that. Mr. Chair, we've got a lot of other projects going. I'll be glad to answer any questions about any of them. If you just open it up to questions.
Anyone have any questions for Michael? If not, we'll move into roads. You want to go ahead and?
Yeah, this is just a section on the agenda for public comments for any projects that the public may have or the committee or the council may have. So just a standing agenda item.
EO?
We are making some good progress on Indian Road.
We're touch base today with the county engineer that's designing that to find out where exactly he is on it. We're waiting on some information to come back from him so that we can finalize our environmental document and get the federal highways approval that we need on that, and then hopefully get started very quickly on that. So, but yes, things are moving along. Yes, sir.
Good.
Appreciate that.
Anyone else? All right, Michael, I appreciate you coming
Okay.
in. Thank you
Thank you
so
all.
much. Next is Jerry Killer, Housing Authority.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
We wanted to let you all know that we have once again opened our emergency rental assistance applications. They are an online application. They will only be open until Friday. It hasn't extended the amount of time people are allowed to get. We're just opening it up to more applicants. And we can only pay through September, so there won't be any future payments. We'll just pay current and any delinquents that they owe. Other than that, you have my report. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Councilman Deere.
Hey, Jerry. Hey, did the construction events lately that were held, did you guys pick up any more contractors?
So far, we have picked up a couple so far. We have a lot of people who are interested, and they're looking at bids and haven't really received a whole lot of bids back yet, but we've made a lot of contacts, and hopefully going forward, it'll be able to produce some more.
Were they
contractors.
native or non-native?
Both. We've had both.
Both? Because we held a meeting the other day to talk about Taro and Tulsa with the IBEW and Electrical Union, and a lot of those guys thought you had to be Taro, so we were having to clarify, you did not have to wait for Taro to become a contractor.
Not at all.
And I think that's something that we need to clarify with these contractors, because they hear the word Taro through the tribe, that they think they need to be Taro certified before they can apply to be a contractor.
Right.
So-
That is something that we've run into frequently in the past, and so we are trying to make sure that we get the word out that it is only Taro preference, not Taro requirement.
Right. And I think that's where they were getting confused, so after we clarified that, because Taro came down, Christina Rogers, and held an event, and it went really well after that, so.
Very good.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Chair.
You bet. Danny?
Yeah, Jerry, I got to attend the one you had at the bunker at the Mid-America Industrial District. Between the career services and the housing and Taro and everything else, done an excellent job. You had a very good turnout for the 2 hours that they had it open, and I thought your folks done a really good job.
Well, thank you. Career Services gets all the credit for putting those on. They've done a phenomenal job with getting those planned and getting them advertised and get their set up. They've done just a great job of getting those, for sure.
Speaker.
Hey, Jerry.
Hi.
We had talked a little bit in the budget hearings about possibly doing trailer homes too, as maybe a way to increase our likelihood of getting people in in homes. What's the difference in the cost of the trailer home as opposed to the houses that we build?
So I don't have final pricing yet. We haven't actually done a bid out on mobile homes, but just doing quick searches through like an internet search. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath mobile, single wide mobile, 16 by 80. They're running in the 90s. So they're running in the 90s. And our houses currently are running 140s. So they are a little cheaper, so far, what we can tell.
Okay. And do you look to, I mean, you sounded like you were somewhat serious about looking at that option. Is that
Yes.
something that you are going to do? And if so, when? I mean, I've had people who are elderly said, hey, I'm getting to the point where I want to get in a home before I pass. And
Right.
so I don't know how to answer that.
We're actively in the process of doing it right now, but, we are using federal dollars for majority of our programs, so there is a process that we have to go through. But we are actively in the process of getting something lined out for that.
And we allocated money for trying to catch us up with, our past applications. And how many houses have we built since we passed that? Do you have any idea?
I don't have a number for you right now, but I can certainly get that.
Okay, if you would.
Yeah.
And one other thing, not mentioning a name, but I had called you the other day about an elder who had a sewer problem. Did,
The contractor's not working on that.
today? I know it's been since before Labor Day, and I know we can't control contractors, but it's almost been 2 weeks, and they're really distressed,
I'll
so.
get an update for you, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
Is there a big difference in price in a modular home and a trailer house? Is there quite a bit difference?
There's not quite a bit of difference, no.
No, okay. Now, would you go over that housing when you first come up about the assistance? Say that again.
Emergency rental assistance.
Okay, and
So-
it goes back
It can pay, yes, it can pay delinquent rent
for how far?
to March of 2020. That's how far back we can go.
Wow.
It is limited to 15 months of assistance per household. So a lot of households have already received that amount. So this doesn't give them more assistance. We're just being able to open it up to more applicants right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Sean.
Chair, the financing, if we get someone a trailer, would that be similar to new construction, the payment wise?
No, if it's going through housing rehab, it'll be similar to the replacement
Like
home,
like a free house?
a deed restriction for the useful life.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone, Wes, go ahead.
Yeah, those is a good question. Those trailer homes are hard to get financing on. They're a little bit different because they're not considered a permanent structure unless you're able to concrete poles in, I think, and remove the wheels and the tongue off of it to make it more permanent. But it is a good option. I know Councilor Smith mentioned about modular homes too. I'm not anywhere knowledgeable on which one's going to be more cost-effective to probably maintain over a life expectancy. I'm sure that's something you guys are probably already considering. But if you haven't considered, I guess just kind of putting it out there that maybe look at one versus the other, if it's more feasible to maintain modular homes, considering the costs are virtually about the same. So anyways.
Absolutely. That's definitely going into the conversation when we're looking at the longevity of
Right.
the housing that we're putting people in.
I think one thing too that I've noticed is that a lot of the replacement parts on mobile homes are very uniquely measured. So on a modular home, when you can go replace a door, you can pretty much go to Lowe's and get a same size door that's standard there, whereas with a mobile home, you're not going to get that. So that might be a little bit more benefit to the citizens that I know that I've talked to discussing about this. What would be more beneficial to you would be a trailer, we just drag it in, or would it be better to do a modular home, which is pretty similarly time, expectancy is very, very quick. But I know that one's a good one too. I deal with some mobile home families of trying to help them get the funds to buy the parts, because it's not like we can provide the parts to replace those unique pieces, so. But appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Good comments. Anyone else? Follow up?
Just a quick follow-up. So just to be clear, before we get the calls, hey, I heard Cherokee Nation's buying trailer houses. This is, we go inspect their house is not good enough to get rehab. We replace it, possibly in some cases with the trailer, right?
Correct.
So rehab,
Yes.
replacement home, hey, do you
Yes.
want this? Do you want to wait on the replacement home list? Kind of give them an option maybe?
We haven't finalized all of that, any of those details yet. We're still in the development phase, the research phase, trying to figure out exactly how it's gonna work. But it won't be a special program. It won't be a separate list. This will be a part of the rehab replacement program.
And just
So people who are already on the list, we're already working with.
replacement home. now.
Replacement home, yeah, I'm not just buying people mobiles to be buying mobiles.
Right, just, and on our replacement homes, man, I've seen that work great for families.
Absolutely.
What's our number on those, yet to be built replacement homes?
That I have right now, like, you mean like under contract
Well,
that
no,
are, or
just
just on my list?
Just if you went out and said, hey, we're gonna do replacement home, how many are waiting there?
I don't have a definite number right now, but I'll get you one. I don't have a quote-unquote list right now because because of the funding that we have available to us right now, as people are determined to need a replacement home, we're go ahead and doing that, not putting them on a separate list like we have previously done. So right now I have quite a few that are waiting for their homes to be built. Either they're under contract or they're waiting for procurement, something along those lines. So
After all these years, that replacement home, it's an amazing thing you guys do. That's a free home. I mean, free home. So, as always, appreciate what you guys do.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Any other questions? Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were raising your hand, Keith. Anyone else? Jerry? That's it. We appreciate you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
All right, old business done pending, new business done pending. Any announcements? Next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, October 12th at 4 PM.